Okay, I'm just talking to myself at the moment. I haven't actually got anyone watching. Hopefully we'll have some people dropping by to watch. So this piece is just a drawing, a couple of drawings I've just been working on. Uh, I'll just recap. I've been doing some live streams recently, and I was not that. Where are we? Yeah, these are a couple of pieces that I just did recently. That was at the tail end of. Sorry, I've got the camera quite close to the sketchbook. That I did after a live stream. This was one of the first live streams, sort of proper ones that I did. I did a couple other ones, but they didn't quite work out. And then I did, in addition to that, I did attempt to colour them, and I did a colorized version. And yeah, and I'm just going to sort of continue really. So I did that. I might, at the end of all this, just kind of go through my sketchbook again. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this one. So this one I did, I think this morning. And it's this kind of medieval type warrior jumping in. So it's kind of treading on these skulls and fighting these zombies or whatever they are. I'm not sure. Ghouls, I think they're more like zombies. The undead. So I quite enjoyed that. I actually drew a lot of this, just went straight in with the ink, which was quite liberating. And it's quite nice. It's quite nice when you sort of take chances and you make some mistakes. Like there, for example, I had the arm kind of coming out and it didn't quite work out. So I just decided to kind of work into it. But I was quite happy how it turned out. I'll just show you there. Okay, so welcome to people visiting. Hopefully you'll stay. Just to recap, I've been doing some live streams just recently in my sketchbook. And if you're new here, welcome. If you are here back again, then welcome back. Here's just a few illustrations that I've been doing just recently. And yeah, I've just been doing some sketching, and I'm going to work on, where are we? Not that. Knight fighting the undead. I'm going to work on this character here. It's just something I've been sketching. Well, actually, I think it was just either this morning or going into this evening. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. If anyone wants to ask any questions as we go on, feel free. But I'm just going to start inking this in. So away we go. So hopefully you'll find this enjoyable. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I've got an idea where it's going to go, but anyway, we'll see. So I'm using pen and ink and pencil. And yeah, just start sketching in here. So I'm going to try and, I've got a bit of an awkward thing where I've got the camera, got my phone slightly obscuring my view. So I'm going to try my best just to start working into it. It's actually quite fun because it's a challenge. And I like challenges, So hi to Leoki. Hi, Leoki. Jaden Tyler, 2025. Bro, that is so good. Thank you, matey. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It always gives me a lot of pleasure doing this, and I get very excited about it. And the main thing is, because I teach games art at Coventry University, I do some modelling, but I try also to do a lot of drawing, mainly like traditional drawing. And I must admit, I do like the traditional. It's very, very enjoyable. I think it's because also it's there's an element of risk, because unlike say with Photoshop, you can kind of do undo, Control Z, and undo things. Whereas with this, it's like I could make a mistake. I'm not going to tempt Providence, but I can make a mistake at any time, and you know it could all go south. So, but that's quite good. I think it's good to because it pushes me anyway. So let's have a look and see where this goes. So, so what I'm doing is I've kind of sketched in these kind of lines, as you can see here, and I'm going to develop it further. Ben's Nother, I'm pronouncing that right. Wow, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Again, just kind of literally just getting going with this. And I don't know who this dude is. He's some kind of warrior. I think it's kind of like sci-fi. I think that's the way we're going with it. Sci-fi, potentially sci-fi fantasy. But let's see where it goes. So, just kind of, I'm trying not to drunk Buzz Lightyear. I like it. Could be drunk Buzz Lightyear. It could be like Buzz Lightyear, like future Buzz Lightyear, middle-aged Buzz Lightyear maybe, where he's a bit more weary and a bit more jaded. How about that? He's let his hair grow long, and maybe he's got a bit of a beard going on as well. Oh, thanks for all the kind comments. Yes, excellent. Froggy Nugget, 93. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. So, yeah. I try and do some drawings with my students as well at the uni. Our third year in particular are quite keen on drawing. Actually, they all are. But we've got a real mixture of students who like to do kind of mixture of sort of Blender, 2D and sort of 3D, some ZBrush, things like that. But I do love doing the drawing, particularly inking. I'm a huge, huge Mobius fan. I don't know, I'm not sure if you're aware of Mobius. He's dead now, but French artist. And I grew up kind of reading, well, reading a lot of the comics, Metal Hurlant, and just love all that stuff. Definitely inspired me through the years. And was it Enki Bilal? He's another one as well. He's worth checking out. What's that? B20 VTech, enjoying you sketch. Well, again, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. I'm here to hopefully inspire and just, let's just have a good time. Do a bit of sketching, see where it goes. Who knows where it's going to go? I'm always interested to see. Whenever you're doing a sketch, you never quite know. You have an idea where it's going to go, but you're still not quite sure. And I like that. I was just saying earlier, when you do stuff in Procreate or in Photoshop, you kind of, you can sort of get out of it because you can just do Control Z. And with this, you can't do that. So you're backed into a corner, really. Froggy Nugget 93. I don't know how there's not a bunch of people watching your line art is so beautiful. Oh, that is incredibly kind. See, these are the kind of comments that just make me want to do it more. It's that's what I'm doing it for. It's early days. It's early days at the moment. I like how your demeanour during freehand is so calming. Oh, well, that's, again, another lovely comment. Thank you very much. That's what it's, again, I tell you what, like with drawing, and this is from childhood, because I'm a bit of an old fogey now. I was a child of the 70s, grew up in the 80s. But drawing was always, like as a kid, it was always my way of just relaxing, from all the troubles of the world, everything that's kind of going on. It was always like a retreat, and I loved that. And it still is. That's why I love drawing. It's you can just reconnect with yourself without sounding like too much of a hippie, but you can just get back in touch with yourself, the stuff that really matters, which is just exploring your imagination. That's what life's about, really. So anyway, so I'm just working on this hair. Not sure. He's kind of got this well, this is the, let me just show you here. So this is another pose. Whether I'll get around to doing that today, we'll see. But I'll see how I go. But he's got this kind of like ponytail type thing going on. So we'll see how it goes. It might be a part 2. I might have to do another stream tomorrow. Black and grey speaks volumes to imagination. Totally. I think this is the thing with when you're doing inking, or even like just pen and ink, you know, like using water. It's great for values, because the thing with colour, and this is what again that I teach, it's you can kind of get a bit, you know, you sort of get a bit lost in the sauce, to use a common expression. Whereas if you're doing it in black and white, you capture the values, the light and the dark, the what do they call it, the chiaroscuro, if that's, I'm pronouncing it right. You know, the sort of lights and the darks. And colour, as much as I love it, it can sort of, you can kind of get lost. I've done oil paintings, I've done acrylic paintings, things like that, but I'll always try and just get the values first if I'm doing like traditional painting. But anyway, let's have a look. But yeah, it's early days at the moment. This channel is pretty young. I've got some of my students who've joined, and other people around the world, but it's still very much early days, so I'm hoping to grow it. So as they do on YouTube, if you are enjoying it, please share it far and wide. The more viewers we can get, the bigger the channel can grow, and the more drawing or live drawing that I'll do. So I'll probably do it anyway, to be honest, but it'd be nice to have nice, lovely viewers like yourselves watching. So anyway, so we kind of got that bit of the face in there, and we've got this thing going on with the hair. These I love drawing with these pens. It's I think it's like a comic nib type pen that I'm using, and I am rapidly running out of ink. I'm using this thing called Dr. PH, I think it's called. Apparently it's really good ink to use, but I am running out, so I'll have to kind of go and get some more, I think. Buy some more off old Amazon. So this is B20, so I'm so close to the phone. B20, I'll just call you B20, shall I? Are you familiar with the comic Evil Ernie? No. Heavy blacks with contrasting colours, such as neons, red and green. I'm not familiar with that. No, you have to see if like, I watch a lot of people reviewing comics online. They tend to be like old masters though, so like the Marvel and DC stuff, you know, Jack Kirby, things like that, and obviously like, you know, European artists. I've not come across that before. Yeah, I feel like maybe like if there's I'll just have a look actually. Evil Ernie. I'll have a look. I'll have a look on YouTube and see if there's anyone doing reviews. I'm always looking out for some new stuff. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. Right. So just trying to. This paper's lovely that I'm drawing on. It was a sketchbook that a friend from work bought me for my birthday last year. It's lovely, but it's got fabric woven into it. So when you're inking over the top, it can fray a little bit. It's a bit of a sort of trade-off because it's such lovely paper to look at, and it is nice to sort of draw on. But when it comes to inking, it's very thirsty. So I was doing a demo at the uni last week just on regular cartridge paper, and it just glided over, whereas this drinks it up. It's literally, you can see every single time you see the pen leave the page, that's me loading the pen back up again. So, but you know, it's the trade-off because it's a nice thing to draw in. Um, B20. I do a lot of papier-mâché, yes, and delve into lifelike animals. But this captivates. Sorry to take over the chat. No, you feel free. Absolutely. Papier-mâché. You know what? I used to love working in papier-mâché. I used to, use a lot of newspapers, wallpaper paste, and I used to make stuff to kind of go on the wall. I used to make stuff for my mum to kind of put in her kitchen. I think we've still got something. I made this like sun, but it's just so lovely, and you can particularly like. I remember we did a lot of it when I was at school, papier mâché as well. Such a lovely thing to work. It's very tactile to work with. Little Rick, wow! Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for the lovely comments. Glad you're enjoying it. I do these streams. I try and do at least a few a week. It's a relatively new channel. I've got another channel on YouTube, but it's mostly like Photoshop. I've got some Unreal Engine, Blender, but I've not uploaded to that for a while. I do bits of animation as well for students, rigging and things like that. So this channel is relatively new. I'm also trying to figure out, Instagram, because I want to see if I can simultaneously sort of stream on there as well, and just try and get some eyes. If I do, if I get lovely people such as yourselves following, that would be absolutely awesome. It's always nice, whether you're an artist or you just kind of enjoy art. It's lovely to have you on board. So anyway, I was very kind to little Rick. I'm glad you enjoy it. Glad you like it. I was saying earlier, big influences for me. Growing up, I was a big Mobius. Well, obviously like Marvel Comics. So people like I mentioned him earlier. My mind's gone blank. Jack Kirby. A lot of the Marvel stuff I loved. And who else? Mobius as well. I've mentioned Mobius already, but Mobius was a big influence. Loved his stuff. Enki Bilal as well. He's another one. He's definitely worth checking out. And of course, I grew up reading 2000 AD. So I was a big fan of that as well. I'm not sure I think it is still going, but it's very different to the comic I think that I used to buy. Anywho, all right, so just working on this. So what I'm doing is I tend to kind of sketch with the pen. So I'm just trying to kind of work in. I think there's kind of some body armor type stuff going on here. And this guy's big. It's in kind of like, there's a bit of foreshortening going on here. So I've got this kind of, this kind of body armor, and obviously he's got his big kind of shoulder, which is kind of closer to the camera. So, but it's good though, because it kind of adds like this kind of exaggerated feel about it, a bit more sort of comic book. But yeah, and also I'm going to try and give a little bit more forewarning for when I am going to streak, because I literally I knew I was going to do it tonight, but I thought, oops, I've just finished work earlier today and I should have just posted something perhaps earlier this morning, and so I'm going to try and give it just a little bit more of a heads up. I've got another comment there. Thanks for making my lunch break time so enjoyable. Have a good day and keep up the good work. Oh, that's very kind, B20. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you next time. Thank you. So, another good thing as well is for those watching, or those who were watching, those who are still watching, is when you drop a comment, it'd be really nice to see what part of the world you're watching from. That's always lovely to see. With my other channel, I had a lot of, this is the Jason Etienne. It's called, I think it's just called Jason Etienne or Explore Concept Art on YouTube. I used to have a lot. I think a lot of my viewers are from the States, and I had some from some other parts in Europe, and some from the UK, of course. So it's always nice to see where you are coming from. So, Little Rick, do you like Terminator again? No, I'm not even familiar with. This is showing how out of touch I am. Terminator. Not familiar. You'll have to tell me a little bit more, Little Rick, what that's about. Is that comic animation? Is it like an anime? I've got so many of my students are into anime and things like that. I'm woefully kind of out of the loop on that, really. I'm a bit of an old fogey, so well, yeah, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, well, this is like going into the animations, Ghost in the Shell 2. Love all that stuff, but yeah, you'll have to kind of fill me in more on like what Terminator is. Oddly enough, I've got an old comic called Terminator. Of course, I love Terminator. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the art of James Cameron, but he brought out a book called. I've not got it in front of me. It's in my studio. It's called Neo Noir. No, is it Neo Noir? I think it's called Neo Noir. I might be getting it wrong. And it shows all of his drawings from all the development, how he came up with the ideas for the Terminator and other ideas whilst he was working for the was it Roger Corman workshop and doing all the models. He's an absolutely phenomenal artist, and it shows you all this stuff that he did with the Terminator and other stuff as well, of course, going into Avatar and things like that. Definitely worth checking out. I think the book it's about 30 quid. I'm not sure what that'd be in dollars. It might be something like, what would that be? $50 odd? I don't know. Little Rick. Oh, that's good. Again, thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, check him out. I think it's called is it Neo Noir? Oh, it's the name of when Sarah Connor's in that bar and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator's stalking it in that bar. It's the name of that bar. And I don't think it is Neo Noir. What's it called? It's cool. It might be Neo Noir. I can't remember. But the book's called that anyway, whatever it is. So, it's doing his shoulder pads here. Now we're doing for time. All right, so I usually try and round these off around about an hour. So we'll see how we go. We've got about another half an hour. I'm going to hazard a guess and say we'll probably get as far as getting this character done. I think, get it inked up. I think we'll probably get as far as that today. And then maybe, if we've got some time tomorrow, I'll do the other character as well on the other page with the, I don't know, what looks to be like a Gatling gun. So I'm definitely aiming to get this inked up. But anyway, thanks for sticking around, folks. And I am going to, obviously this is going to be uploaded onto YouTube. It should actually just save, so you'll be able to watch it again later on. But, if you can't stay the whole while, doesn't matter. It's nice of you to drop by, and do drop by again. Yeah, T1000. Yeah, T1000. Fantastic. Yeah, the design, and also the design. The really cool thing is in the book, James Cameron goes into the origins of the T1000, and it came from a nightmare. It came from a dream. He actually had a dream about this. It's basically like the what you see in the film, but it was like immersed in fire. And he woke up and immediately did a painting. of that robot, and that's what eventually became the Terminator. But he worked on some other stuff. What was the other thing he worked on? Of course, he went on to work on Aliens, of course, which is an absolute masterpiece. But he did, what was the other one called? Xenogenesis, that was it. So he worked on this, he started working on an idea for a film called Xenogenesis. And it didn't get made, but he took a lot of those ideas that he did for that into Aliens. It's fascinating, you know. I love that because I'm a big. I don't think I've actually mentioned this, but I used to work in the movies before I became a games art lecturer. And you may have seen a few of the films. I did a little bit of work, uncredited, on X-Men First Class, which was great, but I was only on that for about a month. Did a lot of work on a film called Kick-Ass. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that film, but I designed the jetpack in that, and also Hit Girl. A lot of her weapons I designed, and some other bits and bobs, and some the jetpack. Yeah, the jetpack I mentioned. Hit Girl, and I did a lot of Nicolas Cage's drawings when he sat at the drawing board. He does all these drawings of like how he's going to take his revenge on the baddies. So that was great fun, and yeah, it's quite a mad experience. And I did a bunch of other films as well, but then eventually got into teaching. Somehow got into teaching games art randomly. So anyway, it's a bit of a bio for you. Again, so I've got that going on there. Now this is the kind of body armor bit. So he's got this bit like these straps and this body armor, and they're going to have that coming down here. Well, so far so good. So keep your fingers crossed, folks. It's no, I don't want to speak too soon, but so far it's going all right. I think as long, I tell you what it is, if you do draw, if you're watching this and you do draw, one of the things, the pitfalls is caring too much. You've got to like just let go a little bit and not really care too much about where it goes. So you can be a bit kind of looser with it, and then generally you'll be fine. I think where it all goes wrong for me is when I start caring about it too much. Have I seen Friday? Of course. Oh God, we're going back into it now. Which one though? Because there's the one from the 80s, which I saw in the 80s. But then they did remakes, didn't they? I don't know if I've seen any of those. And also, didn't they do? Did they do like Freddy versus? Who's the character? It's not Mike Myers. Is that Halloween? I always get them mixed up. Anyway, the main character in Friday the 13th. I'm sure maybe it was in the early noughties. They did a film of like Freddy Krueger versus Mike Myers, or I can't remember. But no, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I don't tend to kind of watch. That's it. It's Jason. Yeah, just like my name. Yeah, not Mike Myers. Yeah, I don't tend to kind of watch horror films these days. What was the last good horror that I saw? Probably like something like Insidious. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that. And one of the things I liked about Insidious was I love gore. I mean, I'm a big zombie film fan. I used to, obviously, recent stuff is great. Things like Zombieland are great, but also World War Z. But even the old stuff, the George A. Romero, I love all that stuff. Just, you know, entrails and people, you know, being eaten by zombies. Love all that. Well, I'm losing my thread. But yeah, I don't tend to. I didn't really get into things like Saw, or you know, all that kind of, you know, Hostel. It didn't appeal to me at all, or even weirder stuff. There's that Human Centipede. I saw some of the concepts for that, and it was like, no way, I'm out. I'm tapping out. That's not my bag at all. I like a bit more suspense. I like all the kind of the blood and the guts from all the zombie stuff, but not the and even stuff, you know, like Friday the 13th when I saw it, that and Halloween and stuff, whatever. That's all great because a lot of that is just like suspense and jump scares, and that's all fine. That's all fine with me. Yeah, you too. Yeah, yeah. I think because it's like your imagination. I like stuff where it plays into your imagination and kind of gets inside of your head. That's the stuff that I like. Anything where it's just like way too kind of realistic or graphic, I'm out. That's it. I tap out and watch something else. Okay. Again, thanks, little Rick. Thanks for all the comments. It's all very encouraging. Keeps me going as we progress. So we'll probably get into what, halfway mark now, something like that. We're about the halfway mark. I've still got this gun to do, so this is going to be a challenge. This is going to be a real challenge for me because there's probably quite a few moving parts with this gun. So I'm going to see if I'm going to see how this turns out anyway. So we've got this bit here. So let's have a look. So this is his kind of shoulder pad. This is sort of quite almost like Aliens, actually. The kind of body armor aspect of it, and of course, Alien. Oh yeah, talk about horror films. Aliens has probably got to be up there in terms of one of my absolute favourites of all time. Alien and Aliens. I think Alien was great, but Aliens just kicked ass. I went to this shows how old I am. I went to the cinema to see that. Back in the 80s, and it was just amazing. It was don't know. I don't think anyone had quite seen anything like it. It was just such an amazing tour de force. Mortal Kombat, yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah. I remember playing the game back in the 90s. But the films, though. Now, what did I play? Now, did I play the recent video game, though? No, maybe. No, I didn't. No, I'm getting that confused. I'm getting that confused with... What am I getting confused with? The... what's it? The video game... with the DC heroes. They kind of done it a bit like that. What's it called? Gods? Something Gods? I can't remember what it's called now. Froggy Nugget, I had you in the background. I didn't realise how far you got. Excellent. Yeah. I'm trying to plough through this. There's quite a bit to do. I'm trying to, like I say, we're at about the halfway mark now. I do this with my videos when I'm watching. I've got like an artist on. Or someone drawing, whatever, I'll have it on in the background, so I'll be doing other stuff, and it's just really nice. It's just nice, isn't it? It's nice to kind of have someone just doing some work, whether it's like drawing or even 3D modeling. Just that kind of, it inspires me anyway when I've got stuff on in the background. It's just, I think it's quite relaxing. It's relaxing to hear someone talking, I think, and also I to get inspired. I just have to kind of look at the screen and think like, yeah, it just gives me ideas about doing things, and I love it. From Chester, almost looks like it has got that samurai vibe. It's true. Yeah, definitely got like samurai vibe. Absolutely, 100% agree. Yeah, that's kind of like Shogun, isn't it? It's like a sort of Shogun sort of feeling about it. Yeah, talking to Shogun, that's another thing that I've got to watch. It's probably a while. It's probably a good. I'm not sure if anyone's watched it. They did a TV series, didn't they? And it completely passed me by because I don't really tend to watch a lot of TV these days, like Netflix or anything. But I've heard it's very good, and I might see if I can find a way. Let's put it that way. I might see if I can find a way of watching it. Let's put it that way. What is my favourite movie? I think you meant to write movie, didn't you? Not. Yeah, I think it's movie. I think you're right. I think you meant to write movie. My ultimate film of all time has to be, and I know it's probably a cliche, is Blade Runner. Absolutely. So, Little Rick, I'm not sure why you're saying sorry. Sorry, I'm not sure why you're saying sorry, but no need to be sorry. Yeah, Blade Runner, and I remember I'd already been teaching for a while now, and when they did Blade Runner 2049, a good friend of mine, or best friend, ended up getting offered work to do Blade Runner 2049, and he turned it down, and I was so angry because this was our film. You know, we've like been mates for a long while, and we always dreamt about getting in the movies. And he passed this film over, and he said, "Well, if you want, you can contact the guy who's the designer." And I did it anyway, and it was very nice. I forget the guy who was the production designer. It was very nice. I sent myself. I was so long out of the game though. It never happened, but. Yeah, almost. That could have been an experience and a half. But Blade Runner is the one. Okay. Dawn of the Dead remake in the... Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Now, did I see Dawn of the Dead or did I see Day of the Dead remake? There was the Day of the Dead remake. No, Dawn of the Dead. It was fantastic. It was the guy who did the DC stuff, did the Batman. What's his name? Is it Zack Snyder? He did that. That was absolutely solid. He did a solid remake of that, of Dawn of the Dead. Absolutely. I'll have to watch that again, you know. I completely forgot about that film. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant acting. Action was fantastic. Just so well done. And it came out, I remember that film came out... Froggy Nugget. Oh, thank you very much. Hatching. Yeah, you can't beat a bit of good cross hatching, can you? That came out roughly at the same time as Shaun of the Dead. It was like riding on the coattails, and that was another great film. It was funny, but it was a really funny film. Simon Pegg, he was absolutely great in it. And actually, if you've not seen any of the other, because they did sort of a trilogy, didn't they? They did At World's End and Hot Fuzz. Paul was another one, and I can't remember, there's some other ones. Yeah, great film. But yeah, I forgot about that. Dawn of the Dead. I'm gonna have to watch it now. I might watch it this evening. I might go and hunt it out on Apple TV and get into it. Right, okay, we're winning so far, folks. We are winning. I don't want to tempt Providence, and I don't want to... One of my things is also, this is what I've got to be aware of, is overworking it. I love all the cross-hatching, that's great, but there's a kind of, you've got to be sort of sparing with it, so I've just got to watch myself. That was so good. They probably could have made an awesome... serious zombie movie. Have I seen... no, The World is Dead. Again, that's another one. I'm going to have to go and check some of these things out. The World is Dead. No. If that's like fairly recent, because I've just mentioned, like, I don't really watch TV anymore. If I do watch it, it's mainly YouTube. And if I'm watching YouTube, I'm usually watching stuff on, like, you know, drawing or... just funny videos, things like that. But I watch also like older movies, and but no, the world is dead. That sounds familiar as well. The World is Dead. Is it like? I'm right from that. I'm assuming it's dystopian, possibly. So some kind of post-apocalyptic, maybe. I don't know. You'll have to kind of like give me a bit more info on that, but I'll check out a lot of these things. What did we have so far then? We had, if we just go back through the comments, someone mentioned, where are we? There was some other mentions of possible cartoons or obviously I've seen Terminator and all that. Mortal Kombat. Again, I'll have to see if I can dig that out. Watch that again. I think they had the movie Dawn of the Dead remake. There was another one that someone mentioned earlier. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll have a look. What I'll do is when I finish, I'll scroll back through the comments and have a look. Yes, it is. Oh, right, so it is like sort of dystopian. Well, you can't beat a bit of dystopian. I was of course, one of the things we've not mentioned is The Walking Dead. Now, I don't know about you, I definitely tapped out when I absolutely loved that TV series. I think even when it was originally called Fear the Walking Dead when they first started it, I think. And then it turned into The Walking Dead. And it kind of rebooted weirdly. And I absolutely loved it. I was like binge watching it until like the early hours of the morning. And then when Negan arrived, I enjoyed that. But again, where I tapped out was when it was, better be careful what I say here on the old YouTube. But when he did his baseball bat thing with Lucille, I tapped it. I was like, I can't, particularly when they did Glenn. If you're familiar with that, it's like when they did Glenn, and I loved Glenn, it was like, no way. And it just changed. Yeah, what was that? Around about season 7. And it was like, oh man, that's it. I'm done. But up until there, I absolutely loved that because it ticked all the boxes for me because I was like such a big zombie fan. It was just peak zombie viewing. Right, let's have a look. So I've got this idea of like layers with this gun, or like metal layers, and then we'll have a bit coming around here. It's almost like sort of gap. Of like a vent, and then we'll bring that round to. So this is where I'm just going to be quiet a second. I'm just going to try and make sure that I get this bit right with the gun. This is where I could trip myself up because there's a bit of sketching that I'll need to do with the pen, just so he's kind of got a bit there, and then there's another bit, I think somewhere around about here. We'll see how that goes anyway. Favorite game. Well, you know what? This gets a bit trickier, that is, because it's a tricky that. I've got several. If I had to, like gun to my head, which is your favourite? I must admit, because I used to be, I'm not really anymore. I'm not a big fan, I have to say. I'm not a huge fan of the recent Star Wars. However, I love the old Star Wars, obviously the old trilogy. And The Mandalorian was all right. The first season of The Mandalorian, I quite enjoyed that. But the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that took me back to being a kid again. And Fallen Order, well, I think it was Fallen Order and Survivor, wasn't it? So, gun to the head, those, because I just absolutely I must have played it I probably played it 2 or 3 times from beginning to end. I think it just really captured it. But, so that's that. For sheer unadulterated enjoyment, Wolfenstein, I think all of the Wolfenstein, New Order, and what was the other one? Lost, what was it called? The old, whatever it is, the old something or other. Loved those games. And of course, just for sheer brute force, Doom. Doom Eternal, well, original Doom, Doom Dark Ages. Doom Dark Ages got a bit of stick because they changed some of the attacks on it. You know, you couldn't do those full blown like melee attacks, but yeah, Doom's like a perennial. I'll always go back and play Doom. But yeah, Star Wars. So in answer to your question, Star Wars, Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and then Wolfenstein and Doom. And the one that I always go back to, the one that I play online, I'm not really like I'm not very good at COD. I've been in the, you know, I've done the multiplayers, and because you have all the, you know, the people who just live on there, I don't last very long, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun just getting like headshots all the time, and it's like, oh great, oh look, I'm dead again. So my go-to for like online player is actually another great game, the campaign anyway. Titanfall. Absolutely love that game. But the one seems good as well, the online multiplayer. But again, you get sort of campers on there. You get people who just, you kind of get the feeling that they're just on there all the time. And they got the one-shot people, you know. Okay, one shot. Oh, great. Oh, surprise, surprise. You got me with one shot again. And that can get a bit boring very, very quickly. But anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Anyway, what's your favourite game? You have to tell me that. I've not asked you. What's your favourite game? Those are mine in a nutshell. Okay, I've got something like that. Right. Figure this bit out. Actually, this is quite tricky. Quite tricky. It's kind of got this. It's almost like a Gatling gun. This. Are you thinking? Are you thinking? It's difficult, isn't it? When you're put on the spot, it's like, what is your favourite game? It's like, it's difficult to answer sometimes. All right, how are we doing for time? All right, might just run slightly over time-wise. I usually aim at about an hour, but I'm feeling good about this, and I think we're going to get. Oh, you mean like what? They've not made Friday the 13th into a game, have they? Not necessarily a movie, but games. Oh, have they turned it into a game? I don't know. I'm a bit out of the loop. You have. So is that a game or not? I don't know if that's a game or it's the movie. All right. Let's see. I've got to get this gun right. We've got. And also to get the perspective right on this. That bit coming down. That bit maybe coming down to there. And then this is where this paper gets a little bit tricky because it can fray up like nobody's business. And if you're not careful, it can come a cropper. So they have made a game. I didn't know that. Interesting. Now, I've only got, unfortunately, I'm not PC Master Race. I'm just a console guy. And when I say console, I mean like Xbox. So is it available on the... yeah, is it available on the... what is it? Oh, God. You know, the... where you can play multiple games. My brain's gone because I'm concentrating on this. The well, is it available on Xbox? Let's just put it simple. is it available on Xbox? And bear in mind, I've got Xbox One. I've not got the recent Xbox. So if it's fairly recent, I might be come a bit unstuck on that. Oh, it is excellent. I'll check it out. Now, does it play like one of the things I did start playing? I don't know why, but I didn't sort of finish it. Was the Blair Witch? Does it have that kind of mood about it, or is it a bit more like what is it? Could it be a bit more like Silent Hill? What would you say the vibe is? Is it more like suspense, or is it proper gore? If it's proper gore, I'll probably enjoy it. It is, yeah. I'll have to go and check it out. Friday the 13th. I didn't even realise. I'm so out of the loop. I am completely out of the loop. And also it's just having the time. I tend to do a lot of drawing in the evening. I'm doing either drawing or I'm doing modelling. And then probably for a bit of an R&R, to be honest, it's more than likely you'll find me on Titanfall 2 multiplayer. And that will be my evening. And then up again early in the morning, probably around about 5 o'clock, and you'll find me drawing. Well, not streaming it, but that's generally my routine. All right, so we've got a bit of the hand in there. So that's kind of nestled behind that bit of the gun. And good evening. Now again, I'm very close to the phone. Pseudo Lucy D, is that right? Or Lucid? Pseudo Lucid, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's great. If not, forgive me. Welcome. So you come into, I guess, what could be classed as the last kind of stretch of doing a sketch. I didn't really mean for that to rhyme, but it did. And I do these streams. Well, it's a relatively new channel. I've got another YouTube channel which has got quite a few, 1,000 odd followers. But this is one I'm sort of dedicating to, particularly here, just doing drawing and live streaming drawing, and I do a lot of Blender videos as well. So you are most welcome. And I'm going to try and give a bit more warning next time for when I live stream again. So hopefully it fits in with your scheduling. All right. Excellent. Well, this is all looking good so far. There's no major mishaps. There's always a chance for a mishap, of course, but hopefully we're not going to see any. So, anything can kind of happen. That's why I love doing traditional, because there's no hiding place. And if it went horribly wrong, then you'd see that happening in real time. There's no Control Z going on. So, I get the game on Switch, right? Yeah, I haven't got a Switch, unfortunately. My mate has at work. Maybe I'll get him to bring it in. We're coming up to the reading week at the uni, so I might see about bringing it in for the students, perhaps, and we'll have a play. No, I meant to kind of pick one up, and I never played it, but I've not. Like I say, I'll kind of play games, but I'm not. I'm a bit kind of behind the curve. Let's put it that way. I'm a bit behind the curve when it comes to recent games, and also things like Switch. I love it. It's great. Love playing it. Just didn't quite get round to buying one. So, right, I've got this bit with the hand going on here. Okay. We kind of got the fingers bunched up together there. And what's this thumb doing? Right, so we've got this thumb. Let's bring that into view before I stray away. So we've kind of got this. The thumb is ideally, so you can't really see the thumb. It's kind of disappearing under the barrels. So and also it's probably not going to be very well lit, because if the light's kind of coming down, it's like a general light, but if the light was kind of coming down that way, this is really going to be, particularly like the hand here, is a lot of this is going to be sort of shaded. And we've got this thing with a barrel, and I should really be doing, I've actually got a little studio just literally next door, but I'm sat on the sofa at the moment, and it's quite nice because I've kind of got some nice tunes on the TV, and I've got a fire going, and it's just generally a bit nicer, really. Right, but it would make for a more stable video if I were to do it on my drawing board. But anyway, let's have a look there. So we're in the home stretch, folks. We're in the home stretch, but we're almost there. Right, just got this bit of the barrel to do. So it's kind of got that like Gatling gun kind of vibe, where you've got the barrels kind of coming through, and you kind of got this. I'm not a big gun expert, but you've kind of got this. What would it be? It's a kind of brace, isn't it? It's like a brace or a bracket for the barrels. So something like that. And there's probably one on the other side as well. Again, I'll just sort of sketch that in. But yes, the home stretch. What do you have? Have you seen Stranger Things? I'll be honest, I didn't. I think when the series came out, I couldn't quite, because I definitely appreciate it, because I'm a child of the 80s, so I absolutely loved the 80s vibe that they went for, and I think they did that. They absolutely knocked that out of the park. I thought that was really great what they did. But I'll be honest, I couldn't quite. I've got lots of friends who love it, people, family who love it. They're absolutely, hooked on it. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't quite get into it. Definitely appreciate it. I mean, it looked fantastic, but I don't know. It's a strange thing. Some things just grab you, for me anyway. Some things just kind of grab you, and other things don't, and that was unfortunate. That was one of them. As I mentioned earlier, when The Walking Dead, that was quite popular, and I was a bit late to the party with that, and I absolutely loved it. I was absolutely addicted to it. But things like Breaking Bad, people have asked me about Breaking Bad. It's like, do you watch that? It's like, I didn't. I watched like one or two of them. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know what don't know. I guess I'm a bit awkward. There's certain things that just really appeal to me, and other things that just I can't quite get my head around. And that was one of them. But, another one was like Game of Thrones. So all my friends were like, you've got to watch Game of Thrones. It's the best thing on TV. I couldn't, because I thought I'd like it, because I love Lord of the Rings. And it was quite different. And without getting into it too much, and without sounding like too much of a fuddy-duddy, but there was like there was just some bits in it which was like, oh dear me, it's not exactly something to watch with your parents, is it? So it was one of those ones I just couldn't really get with it. So I'm a bit finicky, I think, with what I watch. I definitely appreciate things for what they are, and from all accounts, everything that I've mentioned has, has been like top tier TV, but yeah, I just couldn't quite get into it. JC, hi to you, JC. Welcome, welcome. Pseudo Lucid or Lucid, what pen are you using, and are there any that you could recommend? Well, this is oh goodness, now you're asking. Let me see if I can find, I tell you what, let me just finish up here because I think we're almost done, and I'll have a look. I got it off eBay. I've got some nibs anyway, but I'll be able to give the exact brand and also the exact ink that I'm using as well. So I think I think that's pretty much almost like a natural finish. I think I'll just finish this bit on the arm, and then I promise, just stay with me, I'll just have a quick look at my orders on my, I'll just put my little signature there as well. There we go. There we go. I think that turned out quite well as it goes. Now, stick with me. Let me just go and have a look at my... it's on eBay. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was on Amazon, that was it. So I'll give you it. This is the actual nib. It's got a name. The name escapes me at the moment. It's a typical artist nib that's used for comic books. And if I can go to my orders, and I will tell you exactly what it is. Another thing I've been using as well, have I got it here, or is it somewhere else? Oh, there we go. I'd highly recommend one of these as well. It's a Pentel brush pen. I've not used it in this book that much because this book's really thirsty, and but these are absolutely beautiful to draw with. I've got some ink nibs anyway, but for regular paper, like even just like copy paper, beautiful. Takes a bit of getting used to, but they're really good. Now, regards to the pen, if I can find it for you, yes. So it is a zebra. So maybe you need a pencil to write this down. It's a Zebra Comic G model chrome pen. So I'll repeat that again. It's a Zebra Comic. In fact, can I show you? Maybe I'll just show you. I don't think there's no data protection thing going on. Yeah, it's that one there. It's the Zebra Comic G model chrome pen. So that's it for that. And then the ink, if I can find it. Oh, and Speedballs. There we go. The other one is Speedball. Again, I'll just show that. So the other one is Speedball. Bought a couple of those. Speedball, hashtag 102 and a 107 Hawk Quill. The Hawk Quill, they're used extensively in comics as well. And regarding the ink, now, did I actually order it on here? Or maybe I got it on eBay. I'm sure I bought it on here. One second. Where are you? Where are you? Unless I do. Oh, no, there we go. This is the ink that I bought. This is apparently this is classed as the Rolls Royce of ink. And it's called Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star Waterproof Indian Ink. You'll get that on Amazon. I've found it to be pretty good. I've used other inks. They seem to be as good, but apparently lots of artists use these as well. So anyway, hopefully that's given you some food for thought. Other than that, that is it. So I'll just do a quick zoom in before we close out. If you want also, I can just show you some other drawings that I've done. before we kind of close out. But that's turned out. No, you're welcome, Pseudo Lucy. Just sort of a bit of the line work there. I think that's turned out rather well. You never quite know how it's going to turn out. And that's the sketch. I might see if I've got some time tomorrow, I'll do a live stream. Other than that, I'll just show you some of the other drawings. So that's one I'm just working on. I've still not quite figured that one out. This one I did probably at 5 o'clock this morning. Oh, thank you, Little Rick. That's very kind. Killing these kind of undead creatures. We mentioned zombies before. I love zombies. And before that, I did this character. Quite pleased how this turned out. Cyborg character. I love his hands. Hands are quite difficult to do sometimes, but I loved how they turned out. And his little gun there as well. And then we're going to got another expression on his face there. And his female character here, warrior. Oops, let's zoom out a bit there. I think this one I was a bit more pleased about. And I won't take you through the entire thing because I think we'll wrap up. I can perhaps show you another time. But got this character here, this kind of, I don't know, wandering wise man, cyberpunk character there with robot arms. And this was a tribute to Mobius. I mentioned Mobius earlier. That's Mobius. It's a copy of his work. It's just my tribute to him. We've got this Vietnam will scene. Have I? No, Cuphead, no. But that's a weird sync. I'll tell you why. Is because I was watching something online the other day, and he was talking about trying to recreate that game because it's done like 1930s style, isn't it? Animation, but it's all in a video game format. I was aware of it, but it sounds fantastic. Again, I'm not sure if it'll be available. I don't think that's available on Xbox, is it? Warrior woman. We've got this kind of character on a horse arriving at some city, and got this kind of Cthulhu type creature in the background. And another kind of like fantasy scene there, a bit Lord of the Ringsy. And then another one here, this character. I like drawing tentacles for some reason. He's got these tentacles going up his arm, and they're all looking on in horror. Oh dear, horrific. But again, I quite liked how that turned out. And there's lots more in my sketchbook, but again, perhaps I'll go through it another time because I'm sure you've probably got places to go, people to see, things to do, and we're at the kind of tail end now. We're just going slightly over the usual time, but yeah, I quite liked how this turned out as well. We've got these characters here, fantasy, sci-fi, and again, you never know how it's going to turn out. I pencil them in just so at least I'm not fumbling around when I do a live stream, so I get like a sketch in there, but and then the inking is where it can happen. So, but yeah, so there we are. Again, beautiful comments, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're watching this after the live stream, thank you for watching as well. Thank you again for all of your lovely comments, lovely people, and it's an absolute pleasure. And this is what makes me want to do it even more. So it's still early days, still a relatively early channel, and hopefully you've subscribed. You are commenting, I know, but if you're watching this after the live stream, please do comment, subscribe, and like. And until next time, folks, I'm going to bid you either good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, and I shall catch you in the next one. Take care, lovely people, and I shall see you in the next one. Okay, bye for now.